Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscription. Of course, I'm starting to do the reading, and the dogs know that when I'm busy doing this, they can act up in the other room, so don't mind the barking. This is a daily forecast for all signs. It is meant for you when you find it, but it's originally created for Saturday, the 10th of December. But if you're finding it on a different date and it still applies to the situation you're dealing with, or thoughts you're thinking, or things you're feeling, by all means utilize it to your highest good. If it doesn't fit or doesn't seem to make sense, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken. You're not on your path or anything like that. It just may not be your reading. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the daily videos. In there is information about housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my channel, what decks I'm using, how to follow me on social media, or to contact me for reading. I will never reach out to you to offer a reading, so just be aware of that. You would need to reach out to me via those means, so just be aware of that. What else? Oh, and also in there is easy ways to support the channel. What I most appreciate and what greatly helps the channel is if you hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and share the video out with your friends, on your Facebooks, wherever. Help get the word out, and leave me a question or comment on the video. I do read them all and appreciate each and every one of them, and I will respond if there is a question that needs to be addressed about a card or a reading or a feeling or whatever. So let's get into this and see what we need to know. Oh, I do need to say this is a broad spectrum reading for all signs, so it is collective. So you'll experience these cards maybe around a different situation. So I do speak in broad terms, so you need to figure out if and where it applies. All right, so what is the card for the 10th of December? Or for whenever you are seeing this reading? Let's see what the cards want us to know, what Spirit wants us to know. Okay, interesting cut. So our card for the day is the Eight of Discs, or the Eight of Pentacles. What a sweet card. I love this deck. I love the colors that they use, all of these pastels. It's very Eastery to me, but it's very sweet. This Eight of Pentacles is sort of traditionally based, I would say, because it always is a gentleman at a workstation working, intently on the eighth pentacle with 7 lined up in a row, right? And what we have here is we have these beautiful pentacles or discs that have been created by this artisan, right? And how I look at this is pentacles being earth energy, 3D material wealth, but that 3D aspect can be like our relationships, money, job, career, anything sort of in the 3D world, right? That we deal with, that we build upon, that we work on. The Eight of Pentacles is about sort of maintaining a sense of focus, a sense of peace, a sense of attention to detail, and also understanding and appreciating the very work that we know how to do as the individual that we are, right? So, in essence, these beautiful discs that are being created by this person, they're individual in their own beauty, right? Because this person has a skill, a focus, a life experience that has indicated and educated them to a place where they can create from this space. And in this space, it's like the card to me always represents, they call it the craftsmanship card, like an artisan card. Like only we can create what it is that we want, and we can do so with like beauty, skill, grace, all of those sort of things that are individual and particular to us, right? That's the small details, that's the detailed, intricate work of each and every disc that he's building here, and the beauty that comes out in each creation, right? We may not always get it perfect, that we're human beings, but if we take like our skill set, and when I say skill set, I mean I'm talking about a broad spectrum of things like our emotional intelligence, our life experience, our mental intelligence, our spiritual intelligence, our body intelligence, the experiences we've been through in our lives, and whether positive or negative, and we put them to good use, to good focus, in a means of sort of balanced, intricate, appreciative, gracious, and I mean gracious towards ourselves. Remember, the grounding stone for this week is give. So I feel like give's about this focus on the self. We can create beauty, harmony, and build upon our 3D experiences or creations in a very beautiful, intricate, and very individualized way that is special to us. I'm also, with this card, getting a very much a sense of inner peace as we're doing this work. So if we find ourselves during this time, during this day, shutting out the outside world, the opinions of the outside world, and this is not necessarily always an Eight of Pentacles thing, but with this very card, this particular card, I'm feeling that he is very peaceful at work, concentrating on something that he loves or is involved in, is engrossed in a way that brings him peace or serenity, right? And he's not bothered by doing this work. It's almost, to me, it feels like a little bit of a respite, especially after yesterday's Nine of Swords that we saw. This is about us maybe setting forth in practical 3D action and taking steps to create what it is we want in a beautiful way that only we can do. Only we know how to do because of the experiences we have, because of the wisdom that we have, because of who exactly we are and the culmination of all of that, right? Kind of a big definition for the Eight of Pentacles, but that's what I'm feeling with this card today. So if you find yourself wanting to go inward, wanting to concentrate on the details of, projects or furthering ideas, relationships, things that we love or that we honor, and doing so with like an attention to detail, a focus, a grace, by all means, today is the day to do it with this card here. Take that time for yourself, give that to yourself so that you can place your stamp on whatever it is that you're working on, because essentially what this card and these discs are showing me, that each stamp and each disc is different, but they're each beautiful and intricate in their own right, and each created by you as the artisan. So use that wherever it is on any project that you're working on. And what I mean by project, a project can be your career, it can be your relationships, it can be your desires, it can be your dreams. Allow yourself to take that time of maybe solitude or separation to build something long-lasting, beautiful, and intrinsically you, is my feeling. I want to say this little card here looks like a heart with wings up in the very corner of that disc. Do you see that? I love it. Okay, let's go to the Divine Abundance card. Deepening. Ooh, look at the black cat. Aha, witchy power, woo. And we have this butterfly up here. Butterflies all around, actually, now that I'm noticing a little bit more. But the butterflies are about transformation. The black cat to me also takes me to the Queen of Wands a little bit, with this red color too, being wands and being fire. But the black cat also they often associate with witches, right? But to me, black cats also are familiars. They're spiritual, they're in tune with nature, and they're in tune with energy. They're very independent, and they're on their own. This gentleman is also in his own space of peace and serenity while he works on the things that mean most to him in a way that is intrinsic to him. The card says, once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. So there is an independence here, I feel like, that we get to have today as we work on our projects or on our desires, on our goals in a productive, methodical, attention-based manner, but without without attachment, right? Without grasping to an outcome, understanding that the transformation does take place, that we can be independent and on our own while we do this work, regardless of what the final outcome is. We know that, like, I almost want to say, like, we know that we showed up, we did our best, we put our best foot forward, we put our best love, desire, ideas, intelligence into the project that we are working on. And that deepening to me is not only the deepening to the awareness of that and giving ourselves that, remember, because the grounding stone for the week is about give. And remember also the divine abundance card this week was about non-duality, meaning don't get caught up in the good and the bad, the right and the wrong. Is this step right? Is that step right? This is about listening to ourselves and deepening that relationship with ourselves, with our connection to spirit, with our intelligence, with our independence, and our own wisdom. You know, this cat is smart, I feel like. And I feel like we have that intelligence, that independence, that connection to spirit, that ability to transform things in ways that, with the right attention and the right sort of dedication, skill, um, uh, focus, we can create really beautiful stuff for ourselves today, at least with it, very much so, I think, within the relationship to the self, okay? So let's see what the clarifiers are. We have the Hierophant. Major Arcana associated with Virgo energy. He is a pillar card. He's higher spiritual knowledge, right? He is institution. He is intelligence, wisdom. He is kind of like that um, unmistakable knowing of what is the correct and right thing to do. I feel like he's telling us or empowering us to find this wisdom and this deepening and this focus for ourselves today, to give ourselves that, to be strong in that. Virgo is also an earth sign, which coincides nicely to the Eight of Pentacles, which is earth-based energy, right? So wherever there's a project or a desire or a change or a shift or a task that we feel that we want to give focus to today, the Hierophant is going to give us that sort of strength, because he's a pillar card, but also that sort of higher wisdom of knowing what's right for us rather than, maybe what society says is right or what other people need from us or what other opinions are of us. He's a highly spiritual card and very much associated with wisdom. So using that and growing that today, or for lack of a better term, deepening that today within ourselves is very powerful. I also want to talk about the red in his robe and the red in the deepening card. So deepen that relationship to yourself, your own beauty, your own experience, and accept all of it, good, bad, and everything. It built you to this point, to who you are and what you can create. Honor that within you today. This next card is the Six of Wands. Wands is fire and that of the spirit. He's on a white horse of purity with a victory wreath, and he is headed to the future in my reading. This is a card of being honored or being celebrated after a long battle, right? He's coming back into town, being heralded like as if there's a parade. This may not be, sometimes this is about outward recognition, right? Being seen by others and appreciated. If we're feeling that way, great, take it, we deserve it. But if it's not something that's coming from outside sources, because I feel like it may not be with the kind of internality, I don't even know if that's a word, with these cards that I'm feeling, the deepening card, the Hierophant, the Eight of Pentacles, this feels like honoring ourselves, celebrating ourselves, seeing who we are, what we're worth, valuing that, and really allowing that value to kind of carry us forward from a very pure, victorious place. This isn't about winning a debate or argument or proving our point. This is about, I want to say, like believing in ourselves so wholeheartedly at such a deep level that it doesn't matter what others think or do or how situations play out. What matters is how are we connected to ourselves, because that's really all we take with us from this material world. The creations we make here can be valuable, yes, and important and beautiful. That's the Eight of Pentacles. But in the end, our relationship to the self is probably the most important thing and most valuable thing that we will create in the end of all of this. And I think that the Six of Wands is telling us, take a moment to celebrate yourself. Honor your wisdom. I just looked at the clock and it was on the video, it was 14:44 when I said that, honor your wisdom. And then the last card, okay, what did I tell you about solitude on that Eight of Pentacles? Is the Four of Swords. Welcome card after yesterday's Nine of Swords. The Four of Swords is about exactly what I've just been talking about. It's about going inward. Swords represents the mind and our thoughts and how we communicate. But if you see this person laying inside this safe space, meditating almost, right? Some people see this as a coffin or a small death, but I don't see this as a death. I see this as just like the deepening card says, or the focus of the Eight of Pentacles. It's like go inward. It's a card of meditation. It's a card of healing. It's a card of stopping the outside voices or the outside needs, what society thinks or others' opinions of ourselves, and we're maybe judging ourselves by those opinions or needs and whether or not we are able to live up to them. We can. The Hierophant says we, and the Six of Wands says that we certainly can, but we don't have to, if that makes sense. What I mean is if somebody's asking us something of us that we can't give or that we don't need to give or that's not necessarily ours to give, shut it out. Don't let it in today, is my feeling with this Four of Swords. This is about knowing your own higher spiritual knowing, wisdom, and knowledge, celebrating that and going inward, deepening that connection to that, and then you channeling that into whatever it is we do in the 3D world through that Eight of Pentacles. Underpinning all of this from the Sunday reading, which populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading, is that Page of Page of Cups. He's emotions, but he's also exuberance, newness, new messages, new feelings, thinking outside of the box, dreams, magical thinking, aspirations. He is the dreamer of the deck, and this should be empowering us today as all of these cards rest on sort of not his shoulders, but he is underneath all of this. There should be a renewal in our faith and restoration in our belief in ourselves today that we need to honor, connect to, and like harbor, nurture, expand, and do it only for ourselves. Be selfish, people. You know, if that's what society calls it, by going inward, by turning off our phone, by not allowing, others' opinions to negate who we are or what we are, by all means, go inward. Do the deepening. Connect to your spirit, to your own wisdom, and like I said, be selfish. This is the grounding stone for today, and this is remember. Remember to me is oftentimes not about thinking about the past. This stone always makes me think about us remembering who we are in spirit, who we are in our heart, how we've acted within situations that maybe have wronged us or not worked out, or remembering the power and the beauty of and the grace of what resides inside of our soul, our spirit, our deepest parts of ourselves. Even if sometimes those deep parts are scary, remember that non-duality card this week is it's not about good, bad, light, dark, scary. We don't want to judge this stuff. We just need to look at it. And this is about remembering it from a place, giving us this opportunity to remember sort of who we are and celebrate that. The Four of Swords sets us up for a safe space to do that, to give ourselves that. This is like a beautiful, beautiful reading of introspection, connection, and celebration, and remembrance of exactly the magnitude of each and every one of us, even if we're in some totally screwy place that feels all wonky, we can pull ourselves back from it. Remember who we are. Remember what we know to be true. Remember sort of, ask our heart what is the right way to be, or ask the Eight of Pentacles, what is the intricate detail that I can add to this to make it better or more easeful for me. And give yourself that gift today, guys. Remember you deserve this. Remember you have the wisdom, and celebrate that wisdom. Embrace that wisdom, right? We did see the embrace stone this week. And so the Four of Swords is like about creating that space to create the deepening, to embrace these things, to remember them and to honor them within ourselves, no matter what we're dealing with, and to rise to that higher wisdom and celebrate that and move forward with that Six of Wands on the back of the Hierophant and the dreams of the Page of Cups, and go forward in grace and beauty and peace. That is your reading for the day. I hope it made sense. I think it's beautiful. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to experience this energy. Please like, share, comment, subscribe on the reading. Comment on the reading, subscribe, and share the video out. Help me get the word out. And I see you guys tomorrow for the new weekly. Take care.